What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to talk about AMC, GME, as well as the overall broader market. And after that, we're going to check the option flow for all three of them. So today, AMC was up for 2.47% for the day. It had a high of $19.75. The average volume on AMC is around 42.76 million, but today's volume was around 66.08 million. So you can imagine the volume has definitely gone up. The retail investors were very excited to buy the stock today because we were having the earnings today in the aftermarket. Now, in the aftermarket, the stock is down for almost 10.77%. Though the estimate was a beat, but the revenue was lacking a little bit. It was just a narrow miss. But the market maker loved to short AMC for any reason, and that's what happened. We are down 10.77% for the day, but AMC has announced a special dividend. Now, AMC Entertainment declares a point 0.1 cent dividend, and this is what usually we expect that comes out of AMC. Now we know that the AMC was heating up for last couple of weeks. It was going up along with GME, but now after the earnings, definitely it was a pretty solid earnings. In these times, still AMC is meeting the estimates and they are making money. Their revenue is pretty good. It was just a narrow miss which made the market maker short the stock down. But you never know, maybe tomorrow morning there might be a buyback coming in because the volume has definitely gone up significantly in AMC. They might be the retail trader who might be interested at the market open tomorrow. We just have to wait and see how this is going to play out. Now let's come over to the GameStop. Now GameStop was up for 1.13% for the day. It had a high of $39.89. The average volume on GameStop is around 13.56 million, but today's volume was around 5.41 million. The volume is definitely low on the GameStop. There is not much momentum that is coming into the GameStop, but GameStop is consistently going higher and higher day by day because this is some sort of a sympathy run that was coming in GameStop because AMC was going up and even the broader market was going up. So majority of the stocks, those who are beaten down badly, are finding some sort of a relief rally into it. Now let's come over to the SPY. Now SPY was down for 0.7% for the day. It had a high of $415.09. Now the SPY is continuously trying its level best to break towards the upside. Now this is just getting bananas over here. We don't have any good news out there. Everything is stacking against the stock market. The economy is strong, but the inflation is extremely high. We should be in a recession, but the White House has changed the statement, and it seems to be like this is not getting ready for a good end. And what is happening right now, the retails have started buying call options, which means they are all betting towards the upside. And the way the market has been reacting from last couple of weeks, it has been rejecting every bad news, high inflation number, recession signals. Everything has been missed out completely just on the grounds that the Fed was saying in the last meeting that they might not be very aggressive on increasing the interest rate. That's the only reason which is taking the market up. Now, tomorrow we're going to have the job report coming out. Now, that's why the market didn't move up significantly today, or else the way the market is heading towards the upside, today we should have another green day, but it didn't happen just because the market is going to wait for the report that is going to come tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. If the job report is negative, then the market might experience some sort of a downtrend. Though by looking at the options flow in some big companies like Amazon, there are a lot of individuals those who are betting towards the downside. Now we just have to wait and see how this is going to play out. Now let's come over to the option flow for the AMC. Now I've increased the premium to max and see what exactly the whales are doing. Now majority of the whales were 50-50. They were, most of them were onto the downside. And the big money was basically deciding AMC is going to go down from here onwards. There was these $50 put options and another $90 put option. These were going to expire in 532 days, and they are just so confident that the AMC is going to go down from here onwards. Now, when I bring down the premium a little bit and see what exactly the mini whales are doing, now majority of them were onto the upside because they were expecting a good beat in the AMC, and it was to some extent a pretty good beat. It's just they missed on a slight bit of revenue. That's what happened with Microsoft, but they still had a upward momentum because there is a lot of negativity that was already been expected in these big companies, but nothing happened. The rest, there was nothing majorly suspicious coming out of the options flow for the AMC. Now let's come over to the options flow for the GameStop. Now I've increased the premium to max and see what exactly the whales are doing. Now this one whale was buying at $28.75 call option that's going to expire in 14 days, and he's buying 800 contract and betting $798,000 for it. Now as we can see in the aftermarket, the GameStop is down for 1.88% because AMC is dragging down GME along with it. Now when I bring down the premium a little bit and see what exactly the mini whales are doing, Now majority of them are onto the downside, and these $72.50 put options were a slight bit suspicious because they are having the same expiration and the same strike price, which is a slight bit suspicious. They are expecting that the GameStop is gonna keep going down from here onwards, though there are still a lot of call buyers in GameStop. Now we just have to wait and see how this is gonna play out. Now let's come over to the option flow for the SPY. Now increase the premium to max and see what exactly the whales are doing. Now these two whales were buying deep in the money call options, and they are betting that the SPY is gonna go higher from here onwards. Though they are not giving enough time to themselves, this is just like a 14 days and the 35 days expiration where they are expecting some sort of upward momentum coming into the SPY from here onwards. Now when I bring down the premium a little bit and see what exactly the mini whales are doing, now majority of the mini whales were onto the downside. There is not much of a big contract buying was happening towards downside. The only one that I saw was a slight bit of mini whale was this one, that's $395 put option. This can expire in 42 days, and he's buying 15,000 contract and he's paying $8.45 million for it. That's the only one that I found was a slight bit suspicious. But we have been seeing a lot of put buying that has been happening in the overall broader market. Every negative news has taken the stock market to the upside, which is not at all a good sign. When there is no good news out there, the market should crash down a little bit, but it's just pulling towards the higher side because it had a sell off initially, and that was a quite a bit of a oversold state. That's why the market is just keep going back to the upside. Now when I bring down the premium a slight bit more further and see what exactly the mini whales were doing. Now these $394 put option is going to expire in 42 days, that came in a line right after the market close, and it indicates a lot of downtrend is expected by this big institutional money. And there was this $450 put option that's also came in a line with the same strike price and the same expiration, which indicates that the market might go down from tomorrow onwards. Now when I bring down a premium a little bit more further and show you a little bit more evidence regarding $395 put option, this put options came in a line, and these are big institutional money and they are betting towards the downside. Now usually what happens is when this kind of put buying happens, a lot of retail also bet onto the same strike price and same expiration. So some of them might have small contracts, but they were on the same strike price and same expiration, which indicates that we might experience some sort of a downtrend coming into the overall broader market from tomorrow onwards. Now when I bring the chart of this SPY and see what are the things that we should be careful with right now. Now this was the bottom that we found over here at $365. Now what happened over here is the definitely the SPY was in a very oversold state over here. Now we know that we have been experiencing a downtrend from the top over here $462 when we had this last rally in the month of March, and after that we have been having a significant sell off in the overall broader market, and we were already in a oversold state over here by the 20th of May. And then we were expecting some big numbers to be coming out regarding inflation and what the Fed is going to do. Things didn't come into the favor, and then we had another leg down towards the downside, which was pretty significant, and then we were in an extreme level of oversold state. Now this oversold state was definitely about to get some sort of a sympathy towards the upside, and that's what has actually happened over here. Though we haven't gone up way too much higher, and the SPY is constantly trying to go higher and higher, but I want you to be very careful with certain things. We have two gaps towards the downside. One gap is over here at $379.49, which is most likely to be filled before we go any up further from here onwards. Is another one over here at 369, which indicates that we have a downtrend expectation to be coming into the overall broader market. Now we just have to wait and see how this is going to play out. Hope so you like my video. Please like and subscribe my channel, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Cheers.